And healers, gamers and claimers, ladies and gentlemen from around the universe, from around the globe, from around the community, welcome to the Power, Purpose, and Passion podcast. I am your host, Anthony Cheam, life coach, speaker, author, trainer, musician, singer, songwriter, passionate, powerful, purposeful human being. Just wanted to serve and to give you the best knowledge, wisdom, and love that I possibly can give you on this show through books, through seminars, through coaching, through everything that I do on a daily basis. So you can ultimately claim your power, cultivate your deepest, claim your power. Clarify your purpose and cultivate your deepest, widest, and highest passions possible so you can ultimately inspire others to do the same and show up and develop yourself as the greatest, highest, most developed, enhanced, updated version of yourself. So ultimately you can inspire your friends, family, and your coworkers and the community around you to do the exact same. Whatever delivery system you're doing and whatever role you're playing, upgrade. So thank you for joining us today. And we're going to continue this kick on health and vitality and wellness and upgrading your body, your mind, and your emotions through physical exercise, through physical activity, through physical strategies, principles, practice, tools, and strategies. And we're gonna show you each day that we're on this podcast a little bit of tools, strategies. The first 3 weeks we're talking about nutrition, and then we're going to kick it. I think the last episode that we did a few days ago, we talked about the power of muscle mass and weight training and resistance training, why that's the most important type of training. So if you missed that show, obviously download it on iTunes or Facebook or Instagram, whatever it is, and listen to it. So this show is particularly important because I never used to focus on flexibility, the power of flexibility. I used to not do a lot of stretching when I was younger, in my teens, my 20s, and even into my early 30s. But recently, I've been doing a lot of stretching, focusing on flexibility, pliability, and stability. A lot of my movements have been just a little bit hindered, and because I move so much. I mean, I'm getting a little bit older, so I noticed my aches and pains last a little longer. So I'm focusing a lot on stability, pliability, flexibility through yoga, Tai Chi, through stretching on a consistent basis. In fact, what I do between clients now, whether I'm life coaching or personal training or anything like that, I stretch between clients, even if it's for like 3 to 5 minutes. And I do a series of sort of yoga postures, breathing exercises to kind of recharge my body, to retune my body between clients so I can show up and give my best to each and every client, because I don't want to be wearing down, and it's not fair. I'm the type of person, I want to give my clients the best of me as humanly possible. So that's what I do. And I have to say, as I said, in my teens and early 20s and into my late 20s, and sort of, I started doing a lot more stretching in my 30s. But I have to say, what is the one tree that could survive a hurricane or torrential storm? And that is a palm tree. Why? Because it can flex with the winds, right? And it's deeply rooted into the earth. So we need, I remember hearing Wayne Dyer say a long time ago, flexible body, flexible mind. Flexible mind, flexible body. So it's good to train both the body and the mind to both be flexible so they're fully aligned. So one of the recommendations that I do have is taking a yoga class or watching a YouTube video on yoga, because what it does is it centers you in the present moment. You can breathe through the exercises, you can breathe through the postures and hold the postures. And what I like about yoga is it slows everything down. Now, if you're not into yoga or taking a hot yoga class or yoga class, you can actually go on YouTube and just like take up any stretching routine. You can just write that on YouTube and you can actually start looking up some great stretches. And what I would recommend, probably the most important stretches are for your glutes, your core, which is your abdominals, your lower back, your glutes, and your hip flexors. And I would focus in on those. And obviously hamstrings, because if you're sitting and standing, your hip flexors get impeded and you're crunching a lot, and your posture tends to diminish and get lazy. And then you have lower back problems, hip problems, pelvic problems, all these other problems. So stretching elongates it. And I was reading on an article the other day, and it talked about the 10 reasons why to stretch. And I'll just give you a few of them right now. And I won't go into detail them, but basically it says decreases muscle stiffness and increases range of motion. It may reduce the risk of injury, helps reduce post-exercise aches and pains, improves posture, helps reduce or manage stress, reduces muscular tension and enhances muscular relaxation, improves mechanical efficiency and overall functional performance, prepares the body for the stress of exercise, promotes circulation, and then decreases the risk of lower back pain. And those are just basic things to think about. But what I found with myself is Stretching for me has allowed me to relax. It has allowed me to be centered. It's a great activity in centering yourself in the present moment, to align your breathing with each exercise. So as you perform each exercise, as you go deep into the stretch without obviously hurting yourself, you breathe into the stretch. So the breathing and the stretch become one, and you're able to center your mind, center your body. So your body and mind become one, and therefore you be more centered, more peaceful, and more relaxed. And the more centered you are, and I think I've told this before on previous podcasts, the importance of being centered. I think that's probably the most powerful emotion that there can be on the planet, when you're in a centered, peak zone-like state where you're neither super excited or super afraid. You're kind of in between, and therefore you can focus. I mean, that's how I actually write my books, when I'm in that centered, harmonious, flexible, stable, centered state. And I feel like I could do anything in that sort of zone-like state. And what stretching does for me, physical stretching does for me, and breathing into the stretches, it puts me into that centered state. So, if anything, for the people out there, even just pick 4 exercises upon waking up in the morning. I know a lot of people actually do like a 5 or 10 minute yoga thing when they wake up, and then what they do is they go downstairs and they basically drink a big glass of water to kind of charge their metabolism, and they go through a series of Tai Chi or yoga stretches for 5 to 10 minutes. It literally charges their metabolism. Plus, it changes your physiology. It allows for circulation to flow, breathing the flow. Again, remember we talked about power breathing and how its ability to cleanse your system. So breathing coupled with stretching, and then if you decide to do some weights, it acts like a good warm up as well. So for the people out there that have aches and pains in their lower back, in their hamstrings, or just don't trust me when I say this, if you don't have great range of motion and you don't have good flexibility, the chances of injury skyrocket. Because especially in the wintertime in Canada, if you're walking and you're slipping on ice, and all of a sudden you're propelled forward and you don't have the flexibility to kind of stabilize yourself with your feet really quickly, you're going to injure a hamstring, tear a hamstring, hurt your lower back, and not be able to kind of restabilize yourself. So that is very, very important, especially in the wintertime. So for people out there that do weight training, that do cardio exercise, trust me when I say this, make stretching, especially after a workout, one of your top priorities for sure. And then the next episode, we're going to talk about cardiovascular exercise. Cam, how you doing in Chatham, man? I didn't even, man, sorry again. I keep forgetting to introduce you and include you on this. I apologize, man.
That is okay. Like you said before the show, you're getting a little tired and you're going on vacation tomorrow. So you definitely needed, during this frenzied pace, I'm sure you're just going all the time. So I don't blame you for missing out on the introduction. That's okay. I'm doing very, very well. Sometimes it's really, really nice before even listening to any podcast to realize why you're doing it in the first place, and just the bigger picture in your life. Because we get caught up, and then you find out, oh, I've been doing this for 3 weeks straight, and oh man, that's a bad habit. Or, I haven't done this in so long. It's like, man, where did I go? So it's good to center yourself each day, and stretching is a big thing. Like if you stay mindful and present with each stretch, you feel it like in your body. It's just like, it's such a nice release. And not even that, nobody needs to encourage you to stretch. You stretch probably every single day anyways. In the morning, you're just like, it's a habit. It feels nice. It's like you look at any animal, any cat, and they're just like stretching on the floor or whatever. Every being stretches like as an instinct. So with certain exercises like yoga, or even just certain stretches that people do before workouts, you can really sort of like open your body up, grease the hinges, make sure you're all loosey-goosey ready to go. Because it's funny, like I just went for a skateboard ride, but I think because I've been doing yoga and stretching and like keeping my body as active as possible while there was snow everywhere, I was able to go for a skateboard ride first time in weeks, and I almost fell a couple times, but I just, like, my body's loose. And it could be because I'm super young and like I'm not carrying too much weight either. But overall, like, it is very convenient. I remember my father slipped on ice and he broke his leg, and he was he couldn't walk for like 8 months, something crazy long like that. It was nuts. So it is a serious issue. If you can't take a fall, then you got some work to do, which is okay. Like, don't beat yourself up over it, but you definitely have some work to do, because human beings were built to perfection. I mean, Anthony made a video about it not long ago. It's like crazy how intricate this system is. And if we just give it the fuel it needs and give it the exercise that it needs and the right movements, man, are we ever so powerful. Like, we could climb trees and probably jump around. You've seen human beings do obstacle courses and all sorts of stuff. Like, we're a fit animal. You don't have to like look at a cheetah and be jealous. Like, we're good at what we do when we're like at our peak,
Yeah. Amen, man. And to that point, when you stretch, when you have an emotional or thought provoke, let's say you're stressed out, what happens to your physiology? You tighten up, right? So the stress actually lives in your body. So when you stretch, if your mind can affect your body, the tightness of your body, then if you release the tightness of your body, will the looseness of your body affect your mind? And the answer is absolutely yes. If your heart is open, your mind is open, your belly's open, your muscles are open and relaxed, it goes both ways. It's a two-way street. What you do with the mind will affect the body. What you do with the body will affect the mind invariably. And another thing about yoga, yoga in its original form, I didn't know this. I learned this from Ken Wilber, but he talked about how yoga in its original form, when it was first introduced and being designed, it was originally used as an 8-step process to unify consciousness by using the somatic body to get you at highest levels of consciousness. And that may sound airy-fairy or metaphysical, but what it was meant to do is amplify your brain and amplify your body by amplifying the body's ability to reach those peak states, the highest states of unity, consciousness or enlightenment or whatever it might be. And whether that's of interest to you, if you just use yoga for stretching and relaxation and to de-stress your body, then hey, that's fine. For the people out there that want to go to the next level, it does have the ability to work with subtle energies, to amplify your brain and to reach states of consciousness that we do on a daily basis, but now activate it consciously without having to go to sleep or just wait for something to happen inside of us or outside us. We can actually activate it through meditation, through yoga, through Tai Chi, through Qigong, whatever it might be. It's a great way to relax the body. And I can tell you right now, I do it between clients. And by the way, with all my clients, my personal training clients that I train physically fit, I stretch them passively after every single workout. I actually do that. I actually have them on their back and I do what I like to call passive yoga, where I'll stretch their hamstrings, their hips, their glutes, their lower back, their upper body to kind of cool them down. And so they feel relaxed. And I put some nice meditation music on. I throw some nice, oils, the essential oils, and have them stimulate the olfactory system. Listen to some nice music to stimulate the auditory system, and then the kinesthetic system, which is their body, so they can relax and then leave feeling invigorated, relaxed, peaceful, calm, strong, and ready to take on whatever task they are leading themselves to. So thank you guys for joining us on this podcast, the Power, Purpose, and Passion podcast. Please, if you love this podcast, if you like it, share it, comment on it, ask questions. We love to hear from you. If you love it that much, then subscribe on it on iTunes. See you on Facebook. We're usually on, 2, 3, 4, 5 times a week, depending on our schedules and stuff. But I like to get in 5 days a week, but my schedule is absolutely erratic. But I just want to keep on giving to you the best of what I know in the field of self-improvement, of integrative enhancement, and enhancing your life overall and making consistent upgrades in your life. So thank you for joining us to continued upgrade and evolution. Live it up with power, purpose, and passion. God bless, and to your greatest endeavors and dreams. Take care.